things that we're going to get up to today. But let me put the camera this side. But let's discuss what we went through yesterday. So yesterday's live, we're discussing some of the challenges. So the new update that's out, which is version 1.1.11, it's out now on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and the web. You can get it now for free. And we're discussing some of the changes that came through here. And one of the main features, which was the MIH ads, that one is the one that is giving us some issues. So we were trying to figure out yesterday and try to understand how exactly or what exactly that issue is and how can we resolve it. And yesterday I spent the whole day trying to figure that out. And only towards the end of the day, like maybe at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, around there, I figured out that it was to do with, it's not really a coding issue or a logical issue on my side. It is an issue regarding my call to get ads was successful. However, there's no ads coming back. And that's not really a coding issue. That's maybe issues with my accounts and things being linked. When I was on different forums, they were speaking about you have to link your AdMob account to your AdSense account to your Google Ads account. So these are all three different platforms that Google own that serves ads. So one is for the web, one is for mobile, and the other one's for something else. So I think it was something to do with that. However, I tried testing it out today and the issue was still there. So we're still having that issue, but I'm not going to let it hold us back from moving on anymore. I felt like yesterday I was trying to work so hard to get that fixed so that we can move past that. But it's fine. We'll continue with the Mzansi directory, which is something quite cool that we are going to work on. So what I want to do today is to show you what work we got up to. So let me open up the two screens for you. So firstly, for those that haven't joined our lives previously, the Mzansi directory is going to be a place. So yeah, now that things are up and running, I'm gonna have to start the local server again, but I'll show you how we get all of that sorted on our side also. Let me know if you're interested in that, seeing how we spin up the MIH server. That's something in the future that I definitely want to teach you guys. But let's see what that looks like now. So I'm going to flip the screen. Where's my project? Open folder, Mzansi Innovation Hub. Yeah, perfect. So we're here. Let's open up the terminal. So the terminal is here. Are you able to see, guys? So the terminal is here. What you'll have to do is we just run one command, which is this one. So because we're using Docker, if you remember from our previous lives, so we're going to say Docker compose up. D is detached mode. So it's separate. We don't want to connect into any of the containers, and we're just saying it must build it. Once we click on that word, it spins up all of the different information. So if you have a look over there, it's sorting out our UI now. And you can see it was all cached previously, so it didn't have to generate everything again. And now it's copying over the information for our app, the front end of our application. You can see Flutter is written over here. So it's going to do that for us. It does take a little bit of time to do, but we'll see what it does. Now it's basically running. So it's saying run Flutter build web, because it's the web version that I'm building, in release mode, which is production mode. And then the target, which is -T, is our main production. Right, if you can see that. So with just one line of script, we managed to spin up the entire MIH. So I do this for production also. How I work in dev is the exact same as how I work in production. So that's how things spin up. This step I know takes a little bit of time to do, but we'll get that going for us. So I'll leave this here, and then let's restore some things. Nice. So all our things are getting restored for us. Love it. Love it all. Cool, so here's the directory. Hopefully things won't freeze again. Here, here, here. Cool. We up, we live again. Let me close this. That's my email. And yeah, let's go into MIH while things are spinning up on our side. We can close this. Was there a heart from YouTube? Nice. Sawubona everyone from YouTube. Nice to see you here. So yes, it's been about 90 seconds now of it building the front-end application, and that's just because it's running in dev, and my machine is not, as you see, it completed that step in about, yeah, there's it over here. Let me bring you closer. So if we have a look, you'll see that, let's expand this, that it built our API layer, it built our user interface, and now it starts creating our containers. The first container that it's creating is the database layer, then it's our file storage, which is MinIO, then it's our monitor, so this is that we can monitor all of our containers, our AI Olamas container. We have the PHP MyAdmin, which is just an alternative to manage the database. We have Super Token for auth, the API hub, which is our API layer, and then our UX layer, which is MIH itself. So now that everything is up and running, we can now go see, or we can now run this and see what work we got up to. So you can see over here, it's launching it in main dev. So it's in dev mode that it's being launched in. So we'll give it some time to run, and then we'll have a look, compare it to our Mzansi directory that we designed together, and we can see what how it compares, what we got up to today, and how it compares inside MIH. Thank you so much everyone for joining. I appreciate you. So we'll give it some time. There's it, it's spinning up now. And once that is up and running, I hope everything is fine. Yeah, everything should be fine. Because I was having some trouble today where it wasn't allowing me to log in to dev. Like you see now. And that's an issue with, I think, the thing itself. So what we can do is we go here and we'll this down, and stop the container and let's run them again. So it's, I'm not really sure why this is happening, but for some reason it is happening. But we'll see, and we'll run it one more time and see what's happening. Maybe we should have given it a little bit more time, but that's okay. We'll build it up again. It should be a little bit quicker now to build because we've previously built it, so a lot of things are cached over there. That's coming through. Let me know if you have any questions around what we're doing currently, because what we're going to do is we're going to discuss the Mzansi directory, the progress that we made on the Mzansi directory, which we designed over here. So you can see this is what it will look like. V2 is the one that we are looking at. And then, so this is the personal profile. Your personal profile will look like this. Then your business profile would look like this one, V1.75. That's the current two that we're looking at. So what I'm excited about is this card over here. So I haven't done everything, but the call functionality works, email functionality works, location functionality works, website functionality works. It's just, I ran out of time. I think it was 4 o'clock when I was done with this, but the rate us, I'll have to do that. And the bookmark, I'll have to do that. But these two, including the website, they need some sort of changes. I need to try and figure out how exactly. Good evening. Sawubona Jay, are you on YouTube now? Nice. Is things looking good on that side? Is it looking better on YouTube? I like the YouTube experience, by the way. It's a little bit more crispy. It was nice previously on TikTok, but I got some violation and I'm not allowed to use the platform that I currently used. But let's wait for, you can still see on the side that it is still running this Flutter build for us, but we'll give it some time to do that. Yeah, so I'm extremely happy about these functionalities. The location I was quite happy with because when I was testing it out, I was at my office and I was used that. My TikTok is lagging. I'm so sorry. It could be the Wi-Fi that I'm using. It's not the current setup that I'm in now, but we'll try and get a little bit better going forward. I think there might be a lag also on YouTube, but I think that's just how their platform works. So I'll show you the Portainer, what that looks like. So admin. Cool, so here's Portainer. If we click on it, it should say, yeah, everything is healthy. So this is how we monitor our containers, right? So the same thing that I was showing you here on the terminal side, this is just a graphical user interface to make it a little bit easier for us when we are monitoring. It also gives you some tools of looking at the logs instead of going inside the container, then pulling the log information from there. It looks like everything is running fine over there. What I will do is I will run this again because you saw the errors that popped up. Yeah, cool. And we'll try and log in with, yeah, perfect. So we up and running again. Sorry, yeah, I had to, my computer froze, so I had to redo everything from scratch. But this is MIH. If you can see, Jay has everything fine on YouTube side. Can you see everything? Let's go back to here. And here. Cool. Why is it doing that? Minimize this. Cool. So this is MIH. What MIH is currently looking like, the development environment. You can see at the top of the screen, it says localhost and the port that was automatically assigned to it. So from there, we'll have a look at let's firstly put this in mobile mode. So the mobile mode is a lot nicer to look at because everything is looking good, perfect. A lot nicer to look at because majority of the people, or the best experience of using MIH is using it in the mobile versions. And if we have a look over here, this is what MIH currently looks like. And we're going to compare our personal profile, which should look something like this on the right hand side of the screen. And let's see what ours looks like, right? And how the functionality works. So now in this new version of MIH, if we click on Mzansi profile, it now takes us to the new profile. Don't worry about the profile picture not showing there. It's just a dev issue when you're using the web. But your profile picture will load inside there. But if we're having a look at what we designed together and what we have over here, things are looking good so far. Things are looking good. But now you might be asking the question, what if I want to update my profile? How do I do that? Let me know what you think about this flow. And if you're a user, would you enjoy something like that? Or are you comfortable with that? So you'll see that we have a new floating menu button at the bottom of our screen. Sawubona on TikTok. And if we click on this, we have a new menu option called Edit Profile. If we click on this, it now takes you back to that capture screen that we previously had when you first entered your profile. What you can do over here, so we'll change this to tester and click on update. It'll give us our message has been successfully updated. Now if we go back into our profile, you'll see that it's now profile tester. So the information does update. You update the information through the floating menu button. And the connect button currently does nothing. Again, that's database backend things that we have to sort out. I wanted to first sort out the front end and how things are flowing in terms of screens and things before moving on to the backend information. So we're just solely looking at the front end information now. What do you guys think of our new Mzansi profile for you? Is the text looking okay? Is the text looking too big, too small? Is everything not looking good? I tried to keep it the same as what we have over here, except for the online status. I'll try and figure that out. But for now, we just left that, and we have this. Is everything looking good? We'll definitely, what I was thinking of is, if we go back on the Mzansi profile and we go to about MIH, I want to have something like this on the personal profile. So links to all of your social media. So you can have the YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, all of the different social media links over there in one place. So then when someone opens up your Mzansi profile and connects with you, they'll be able to see all of this information for you. Right? So that's what what I'm going to work on tomorrow, right? And if we go over to our business profile, let's switch over to the business profile. You'll see that this is what the business profile should look like, right? It has our business profile picture, the business name, some text, and this business card where you can call them, email them, navigate to them, website, or rate them, and bookmark them for later, right? So let's see what that looks like now. If we click on business profile, you'll see that we don't have that card there. I'm still working on that. However, once again, we have our profile picture there. Don't worry that it's not showing. It'll show in production and when we're testing on Android. So let me tell you what the bug is. The bug is basically that on the back end, Android, the way Android does localhost, which is the development environment, the machine itself, it doesn't do it through localhost. It does it through some other IP combination, but it's very strange. So in the back end, because I mainly dev on the Android emulator, on the back end, when I'm in dev mode, it serves that IP address. So that's what happens. So we're in dev mode, and because the web uses localhost as the IP address to connect to the machine, it's not connecting to the same that one dot what that Android uses. So that's why it's not showing up now. But we have this top part. So if we look at the left hand or right hand side of the screen, we'll see that the business name is there. So the first half is what we currently completed, except for the status indicator. We'll sort out that status indicator later. But the exciting part, what I want to show you, if we go over to our test package. Our test package is basically, when we're working on new functionalities, we test it out in the test package before putting it anywhere. But if you look at the top of the screen, this is what I'm excited about. This is the business card. So we don't have the rating there yet. We don't have, if you click on rate us, nothing happens. If you click on bookmark, nothing happens. So these two functionalities I haven't done. I just did the look and feel of it. But if I were to click on call, you'll see that it opens up a new tab and asks me, should I open with this application G or XDG open? I don't know what application that is, but when I click on open, nothing happens because I don't have a phone application on my laptop itself. So it doesn't know where to open this thing up. If I click on open, nothing happens. But when you're using your phones, it'll navigate you to your default phone app in order for you to make the call, right? I'll demo that with the email. Let's see, is my email. So my email is not open. It might take, or let me open it up. Thunderbird. So let's minimize that. So Thunderbird is open now, right? So if I click on, don't worry about this message. If I click on email, that's the functionality that I want to show you now. If you click on email, what it does is it automatically opens up a email window for you. It will automatically enter the email address that the business loads in their business profile. So at the moment, this test functionality is my business email address. So yasin.meth@mzansiinnovationhub.co.za, right? It also, in the subject line, it says inquiry. Please let me know about the spelling. Any updates on the ad situation? The ad situation, so wait, okay, before we continue. The ad situation is not looking good at the moment because I changed it to transparent, but when I was doing other research, there was someone also saying that we should, or you should, if you're having this particular issue, then you would have to have your Google, so the AdMob account, which we're using to serve mobile ads, your AdSense account, which is used to serve web ads, and Google Ads, which is, I don't know, their overarching ads platform. So you need to have an account on all three of those platforms because all three of them are linked and pulls data from all over. So the fix of changing our stuff to transparent didn't really work because, or I checked it out this morning and it wasn't serving ads, it was giving me the same issue still. So I'll continue looking, but once again, it's not a code issue, it's more of account issues and stuff on Google's side that they're not getting right or they're not seeing as correct on my side. But slowly but surely, we'll work on that. There's no coding required on our side. But I'll definitely keep you updated and let you know when exactly that will be sorted. Snooze for one day. Okay, so back to the business card, right? So we'll close this up. So I'll demo it again. So when you click on email, it opens up your default email client, whether it's on your laptop, what I'm using at the moment, or your cell phone. It'll open up whether it's Gmail, that's the default email client over there, and it automatically enters the email address of the business that was loaded to email them, and the subject line. Let me get a little bit closer. So just correct me on the spelling of this stuff, right? So in the to, it automatically enters the email address of the business. Below that, it says inquiry about Mzansi Innovation Hub. So this is the business name that this particular card was clicked on, right? Is this the correct inquiry? What's the correct spelling of inquiry? Or is it inquiry? Inquiry? I'm not sure. But let me know. And then it also automatically puts a little message here for you that you can edit if you want before emailing it out, saying, Dear Mzansi Innovation Hub, I would like to inquire about your services. Let me know about this message also. What would you like to have automatically put into the email when you click on the email button? That's the question that we're asking. So for now, that's what we have. So that's the email functionality done. All right. Then let's close Thunderbird because this pop-up message is gonna annoy me. Quit. Cool. So the next one that we have is location, right? So location is basically, it's going to navigate you to where the business is. So if you were to remember, in your business profile, if we edit our profile under our new menu button, inquiry, thank you so much on TikTok, so it's e-inquiry instead of I-inquiry. We'll update that when we move on to the coding part of the live. So when we edit our profile, you would have noticed that there's a GPS location there, and you can set that. All right. So when you set that, it gets your current location, the coordinates, and enters it here for us to use later. So now's the later time, and now's when we're going to use it. So if we go back to the test profile, so whatever information was there loaded under the GPS location part, if we click on location, come visit us, we click on it, it'll automatically navigate you to Google Maps to those exact coordinates, right? And it should take you to the place where you did this, right? So this is where I did it. So now you would be able to easily navigate to a specific business that you find, right? Next, we have the website. So in order to, or if you want to know more about the business and find out more about them, then you can visit their website. When we click on this, it opens up a new tab. If you're using the web version, it opens up a new tab. Or if you're on the mobile app version, it'll open up your default browser, and it'll open up your default browser, and then you can start navigating from there. I am working on a Mzansi browser, but it's now just theoretical at the moment, but that's another future project that I would like to work on, creating our own browser inside MIH. But once again, that's for the future. At the moment, what it does is it opens up a new tab. So the website link for this particular one, I hard-coded it for now. It just takes you to the privacy policy page of MIH that we worked on to resolve our issues with Google. So if we click on that, automatically navigates you to the website of that business. Then you can do whatever from there, like you can visit now if I want to. Then, like I said, rate us and bookmarks don't work now. So let me know what you think of this new functionality inside MIH. Are you liking it? Is everything looking good? Are you enjoying it? Would be nice to add animations to show you click on the button. Cool. Cool. Okay, let's make a note of that. Where can I make notes? Note. So we can work on that now, Jay. Thank you for the suggestion. So let's go to text editor. Don't worry about the errors you're seeing on screen. So over here, what we would do is animation ripple effect on click. So we'll definitely work on that today or right now. Is there anything else? But other than that, other than the ripple animation, are you happy with the look and feel of the card? I tried to keep it as close as possible to what we have in the, or what we designed together, because I enjoyed designing this with you guys, and I don't want to now design something with you and then when it's time to code, I'm coding completely something different that you weren't happy with. And also tell me about the icons. So let's go into normal mode. So it does look a little bit weird in thing mode, but that's just an issue. I just need to put a box around this with a specific size. So that's not an issue. But do you like the icons that are there? So we have our call icon, we have our message icon, location icon, a website icon, rating icon, and bookmark icon. Do you think the oldies, as someone previously mentioned, do you think the oldies would know and understand quickly without reading the text what each of these icons mean? I think yes. So first things first, let's start coding. So let's move this over here. So it might be a little bit difficult, or I might be a little bit slower when coding like this, but please bear with me. So in order to create that card design, what we did is we created a new widget. So in Flutter, because we're using Flutter, we created a new widget. Yeah, we created a new widget. This widget is called MIH business card. The reason why we do this is so that we don't have to rewrite the same code over and over and over again, right? It just makes it easy for us to call specific widgets, for example, instead of coding like that. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to go to, I think it's this, business details. And if you have a look at the business details on the right hand side of the screen, we can make this a little bit smaller to assist. If you look at the right hand side of the screen, I don't know, I can do it for TikTok people, but if you look at the right hand side of the screen, Sawubona Black Mode, nice to see you, yeah. So if we look at the right hand side of the screen, under our business profile, we just have the top half of what we designed earlier. But where is that browser? Minimize this. Yeah. So we haven't added the card in. So because we created our own widget to easily be reusable. So what we can do is, if we go down to business details, sorry, I won't use my mouse. If we go down to business details, and we go to, not upload file. Please don't laugh at how long this code is. It's Flutter, guys, it's not me. It's Flutter, I blame Flutter. Yeah, so we're at the right place now. So you see I told you it's demo text over here. So you can see demo text inside here. So just below this, what we need to do is under the center, we can say MIH business card. Remember I told you it's a widget and it's reusable. So let's go to the end of the screen. Let's put a comma over there, comma. So how Flutter works is it automatically aligns things for you. It makes it a little bit easier for you to view your code. But you have to sort out your commas first. So I'll save that and then I'll go home. So this is what the business card code looks like. So we need to give it a business name. That shouldn't be a problem. So we would say widget. You see, AI is doing it for us automatically. There's our business name. Change this, widget dot, there's our contact number. This is why AI is the future. Do you see how it's automatically, it's like it knows what I'm thinking and it's doing it for me. You see, GPS location and website I'll hard code for now because I don't have that as one of the data sets for the business. That was something that we discussed when we were designing this. So let's go to our privacy policy again. Or I can do that from here. So not from here, from test and from a website. So I'll copy over this, copy, and I'll just hard code that in for now, but to do add not business type as business, change it in word, website, add business website, right? YouTube is so crispy, I know, and it used to be as crispy for TikTok also until I violated something, but that's okay. So now that we've updated it, so we added our business card into our business details profile, our screen. Now we can, or we should be able to head over to our business profile. And now we see, let me show the people on TikTok. Now we see the card over there. But remember, I'll add the padding and things like that in later. But it's basically there. We can add some space in and stuff. I'll show you exactly how we did that. But look how easy it was to do that. If I were to click on email, what it should do is open up an email to test.test@mzansiinnovationhub.co.za, right? So that wasn't data that I coded in. I'll show you exactly what oh my word, my errors, what exactly we did. So if you look over here, all of this is coming from the backend information. It might not mean anything to you, widget and all of this stuff, but trust me, it's coming from our database and it's being pulled through over here for us to look at and view. And we can reuse this all over MIH. But another way, can I zoom in over here? Okay. Oh yes, I can zoom in. Cool. Sorry, I'm zooming in for the TikTok people. Yeah, I think that's fine. So, nice, I'm seeing the hearts, I'm seeing people are liking the zoomed in. So you can see all of this information is pulling from the database, from your actual profile on MIH, and it's being pushed through to our business card for it to be served up over there. So when someone searches for you through the Mzansi directory, you'll be able to see this business card, which was introduced by Black Mode, which was suggested by Black Mode, and you can click on either one of these things in order to take you or to use one of their features, right? Or use one of the functionalities over there. So how to add a space in Flutter, right? So there's a thing called a sized box. It's basically an invisible box that can have some measurement to it, right? So I'll show you exactly what that means, right? So I'm going to say const. Const is basically this widget that I'm about to introduce now is constant and will never change. You don't have to worry about managing when this needs to be rebuilt or not. It's saying this will never change. So it just increases the performance of your application where there's one less widget on the screen that needs to be rendered. But if we have a look, let me remove this. So if I remove the height from this and just save, you would see that, let's navigate back over to our business profile. You'd see that nothing changed. Even though we did add a size box, and I'll show the people on TikTok, even though we did add a size box, as you can see just above our Mzansi business card, we added the size box, but nothing happened. And that's because we didn't define any dimensions of that size box. In order to do that, inside the parentheses or the brackets, you would either define a width or a height. Either define a width or a height. So I'm going to define a height because if we scroll further up, you'll see that this is sitting inside a column. So a column is basically listing widgets or items on the screen in a vertical format. So one on top of the other. So because I'm putting this in a vertical format, I must say the height of the size box. How high should it be? So we can try 50 and we can see what the effects are once we change it to 50. So we save this. We're going to go back to our business profile, and you can see it added a space in for us. However, that space is too big, so we're going to change that to, let's try 20. And yeah, let's try 20. I'm sorry that it takes us back to the home screen. That's just something to do with how Flutter works, or how I set up Flutter to work. Yeah, but this is looking a lot crispier. Now let's try and fix the sizing of this, because I feel like the sizing is a little bit too wide for my liking. So you can see I have a padding over here which covers this entire thing. So if I'm in desktop mode, which is this at the top, times, I don't know if I should put a bigger number or a smaller number, let's see. And it's going to be tough now because it reloads the app for us. I must put a huge number, 75. I think let's put a bigger number. S45. Nah, that's too much. The width of that size, way too much. Nothing's happening. Oh, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening because it's thingy mode. Undo, undo, undo. Undo. Let's undo that. I'll fix the thingy a little bit later. I'll have to understand or figure that out. But it's because the size of the screen is this size. This is where mobile begins basically. But that's what's happening. But yeah, we have that over there. What can we do next? Yes, Jay, we'll try and do your suggestion now. So because I've created a separate widget for that, we'll go back to the business card file. And from there is where we would try and change the effects. So I know exactly what needs to change. So let's scroll all the way down here. And I'll show you down. Yeah. So it's inside this one. So I created a function or a method called build contact information. So each line that you see on the screen, when you're looking at the business card, each one of those lines is contact information, right? So if we have a look over here, each one of these lines, so this whole call line is its own contact information. The whole email line is its own contact information. That's how I set it up. As you can see over here, it has call and give us a quick call and the phone icon, right? So inside here is where I think, or column, no, I think it's over here where we can change it. No, sorry. I was thinking about something else. We'd go over here. So I'm going to try and update the information about the build contact information. So I'll go to that definition. And this is what we have. And it's because I'm using a gesture detector under this. So what I'm going to do is yank around Word. And I'm going to ask Copilot, because Copilot is in VS Code for us. To trigger Copilot, you look at the top of the screen. There's a little face icon. When you open that up, it opens up a chat window where you can chat to Copilot, which is different LLMs at the bottom. You can check different LLMs and ask them questions about your specific code. You can see it automatically attaches the current file that you're looking at. in our case, it's the business card. So I'll start a new chat because I like starting fresh chats with new questions. And we'll ask the question, how do I change this thing, or undo, paste, what is it, underscore, I'll have to copy it properly. How do I change uncoupled functions return widget to have a ripple effect once clicked or once pressed? So I'm asking Copilot the question now to assist me in adding a ripple effect to our application, and you can see it gave us the code. So what I like to do is I'll wait for it to finish, but I like to review the code first and see exactly if things are looking fishy to me or not. But if we have a look at this code, it looks very similar to our code, and I'll tell you what I'm looking for now. So if we minimize this and we look at our code, currently I'm using a gesture detector. So a gesture detector, if you can see over here, it basically, like what it says, it detects any gestures on the screen, whether that's a single tap, double tap, tap and hold, tap to cancel, secondary tap, all of these kind of things. It detects for these kind of interactions with the application itself. But the gesture detector doesn't allow you to change or add specific effects like that ripple effect like Jay was speaking about. And you know what we must also do later is add a shadow effect to this also, so it doesn't look so flat on the screen, it looks a little bit elevated. So we'll add that also. So that's what we're looking for. Did they remove our gesture detector, and did they add it with something that adds an effect to it? Let's see what they did. So it looks to me like Copilot did it correctly, because if we have a look over here, we have material, which is basically the design of that Google provides. So it gives you some design elements inside there. The color of that, which is the secondary color. And inkwell. So inkwell is basically the thing that allows us to have the ripple effect. So if you see over here, it doesn't only have an on tap like our gesture detector, it also has a splash color. So the splash color is the ripple effect color. So we'll see what happens when we put this in, but I'm thinking that we're probably gonna have to update this also, or modify it a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll just add a new widget to our widget tree over here, and I'll copy and paste the information. So I'll copy the first half of this widget and I'll paste it here. Okay. Sorry, I'm not used to coding on this computer. Container padding, okay. Copy. Change, paste, delete, and then now we're gonna fix the bottom elements. No way, it's already fixed. Hectic. So let's close Copilot and see what exactly it did. So that's another step that you would have to do, is checking the code that your AI provided you, is it correct? So we're gonna head over to the business profile again. From the business profile, okay, let's do something where it won't immediately. So it's not doing anything. Currently not doing anything. Did I, wait. I think there's something that I should have removed that I didn't remove. So it also had a container here. Where is this? Down. How did we get up here? So you would see box. So this, no, we're in the right place. I'm a fool. So this container over here, I think we should remove that. Remove widget. Yeah, it's supposed to look like this. So let's go head over back to our business profile and let's see now if there's so there is an effect. However, it's not really, I don't like the colors and it's not covering the whole thing. It's not covering the whole thing. So I know if I remove this padding, right? And if I put this to 0, so CW0, so this splash color can also change to secondary color with a different opacity. So let's see what that looks like. So if we head over back to the business profile, click on bookmark. Okay, nothing's happening. Let's change it back to primary. Nice. Back to primary color. We'll go back there and we'll work off that one now. I know there's a way to have a darker shade of our secondary color, but so something once again changed. Something. Do you see how this moved over to the left, touching the corners over here? Cancel. So we need to fix that. Row, container. Okay, so what we can do. Oh, my bad. I know what I did wrong. Undo. Something very strange is happening. I think what the issue is, so I'll tell you what the problem is now. When we're clicking our menu button, there's some spacing below it, and I think it's to do with this, what is this called? This divider, that's it. The divider is not providing us with, or it's adding extra padding over there, extra spacing. So when we click on it, it looks like this. I don't know how I feel about it. What do you guys think? Let me bring you guys closer. Let me know on the other platforms also. What do you think of the current animation? It looks like this. So depending on where we click, that's where the ripple effect will come from. But let's do Ratas. I don't like the spacing, and that spacing is basically the dividers in our code. And the dividers are over here. So we have multiple different dividers over here. Interesting. As long as it's functional. Hectic. I fully agree with you, as long as it's functional. But if you were a user of that, would that annoy you? So I'll come a little bit closer. So Hella on TikTok is saying that as long as it's functional. So very true. A lot of the stuff inside MIH is there because it's just functional, but we are tweaking the thing is because this is changing the UI and the UX of everything. So if we click on it, like let's check this. Is that something? I don't think you'll really see it that much because when we click on it, it'll automatically take or trigger your action. Like if we click on location, it automatically takes you to the next thing. So you don't really see the animation, but for specific other things, we would have to do that. But I'm liking what this looks like. Let me know what you think. Is the business profile looking good at the moment? Or is it not looking good? Like I was saying, I can put a size box inside this to... Are you using Tailwind? So another question by Hella is, are we using Tailwind? So no, we're using Flutter. I'm not sure if you are aware of Flutter, but if you're not aware of Flutter, what you can do is, let's not this. let's open up MIH, and let's ask Mzansi what Flutter is. So MIH is built on top of Flutter, which is a Dart framework, not a JavaScript framework, or I think Tailwind is something to do with CSS. I'm not sure. But what is Flutter? Let's listen and see. So let's hear what Mzansi has to say.
Hey there. So, Flutter is a really cool open source UI software development kit created by Google. Basically, it's used to build beautiful, natively compiled applications for mobile, web, and desktop from a single codebase. Think of it like this. You can build an app for Android and iOS using just one set of instructions. It's known for its fast development, expressive UI, and performance. Does that make sense, or would you like me to elaborate on any specific aspect of Flutter?
Thank you so much, Mzansi AI. I hope, Hela, that answers your question. So we are using Flutter as our front end tooling software. That's the correct word, I think. So we are using Flutter for our front end. So getting back to this, are we happy with the look and feel of this? Let me put this back here. Let's make it a little bit bigger, and we'll go into the mobile mode. I know the desktop mode must be sorted out, but most of our users are on mobile, so we'll go with the mobile first approach. So this is what it currently looks like. We can even change this up because it's looking a little bit skinny over there, to S20 Ultra. This is what it'll look like on an S20 Ultra's screen size. So is that looking inviting? Just remember, there'll be a profile picture over here. It won't be an empty ring. What I can do to show you this is, wait, before we continue, is it looking fine? When you search for a business, because what we're doing is we are in the process of creating the Mzansi directory. So let's make this big. The Mzansi directory. In order to create the Mzansi directory, which is a place to search for people and businesses across Mzansi. That's the purpose of the Mzansi directory. So once you open up the Mzansi directory package, it would first take you to your contacts page, all of your people that you connected with. So you would have my people at the bottom, and then you would have pending contacts at the top. And this would be a collapsible list, right? Just to make it easy to see who is pending in your contact list. And your friends, maybe they'll be ordered alphabetically, or we'll figure out how to do that. But you can also search for a specific contact. Next, we have the favorite businesses. So the favorite businesses, what that would be is, if we go back to let's go back to this one over here. When you search for a specific business and you click on bookmark, it would then add them to your Mzansi directory, where you can access them through your favorite businesses. Let me know what you think of the wording. I'm trying to think of something along the lines of favorite businesses, but something catchy, something punchy. I don't want to just have favorites. I want something to represent that it's my favorite businesses, right, that I want to have. So that's what we have there. And then this is the order that I'm showing you. Right, then we have the Mzansi search. So this is to search Mzansi for people and businesses. Like I said, when you search for someone, it'll bring up two collapsible lists. One with the people of Mzansi, so these are individuals using MIH, and you have the Mzansi businesses. So this is the businesses that are loaded onto MIH, right? And if we click on a person, it'll take us to their profile over here. If we click on a business, it'll take you to this one with a new business card. And we must try and figure out this rating also, but again, for the future. So we are working on that, and currently this is what we have. So we have the business profile, and we have the personal profile. And let me try, because I see we are running out of time. What I'm going to do is, just to close off this live, we are going to see what it would look like in production. So this is through the development in or the SIT environment. I like calling it that. But let's build our application again, or build our MIH server again locally, and see what it would look like if we were running this in production. Let me know if you have any questions about MIH, about the technologies that we're using, about the tools that we're using, anything while this is loading. It should take a little bit of time to load this. Let me flip the screen so you can see my face on TikTok. And let me do the same for the people on YouTube. Main view. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So let's minimize that. Cool. Cool. And I'm even looking dark. Nice. So, yes, do you have any questions about MIH, what we're doing right now, the purpose of it, any of those kind of things? Great stream. So I followed you. Sorry, there's a message on thingy. But I think, once again, let me show you. Once again, more scammers. More scammers. So this is the chat. So you can see here's the TikTok chat. This is where the TikTok people are living. We have the YouTube chat and thingy, but look, scammers. Saying, oh, follow here to get more views. Oh, yeah, come here for more views. People are crazy. People are crazy. So, yes, let me know if you have any questions. I think the Mzansi directory, I'm excited. I'm a little bit surprised. Let's keep working hard, Mzansi. 100%, 100%, Jay. So, I'm a little bit surprised right now by, hey, hello on Kick. Hello on Kick. It's nice to see you here. It's nice to see a non-scammer on Tik. Are you a scammer, Anna? Yes or no? Let us know right now if you're a scammer. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Because I've only been seeing scammers on Kick lately. But yeah, let me know what you think of MIH. This Mzansi directory, I'm a little bit surprised at the speed that I've aligned the UI to what we designed earlier in last week's streams. It was quite cool seeing what we worked on together coming into MIH. I like doing that. I want to do more of that with more functionality, more features that we add into MIH. I want to work on it with you so we can create something that we all would like instead of something that just I like. And the only thing that's stressing me out a little bit, not stressing me out, but I know it's going to be a little bit tedious, is the back-end work. The back-end work that we are getting up to. So, yes, Anna, what's up? I'm seeing the question marks. So, yeah, I'm looking forward. Well, I'm not looking forward to doing the back-end work because it's a little bit tedious of creating tables and doing all of this. I must figure out a better way of doing that going forward. I do have something in mind, and that's using the technology of Etabase. So Etabase is a end-to-end encrypted database or backend as a service. So that's basically what it is. But with that comes a lot of refactoring, a lot of more work that needs to happen inside MIH in order to get that happening. But that's perfect because all data would be end-to-end encrypted. So that basically means that the data would only be visible to you on your device when you're using it, and not over the air or not when it's being sent or anything, right? It's only visible on your device. Once the information gets sent back to the Etabase server, it's automatically encrypted for you. This is another free and open source technology that is available to use. I did do some research into it, but yeah, it's a little bit, I have to dedicate a lot of time to figure that out. But yeah, the backend, so I have to create tables, create APIs, connect, update my objects inside the Flutter application or MIH itself, and then get all of those kind of things sorted. So it'll be a little bit tedious, but how are you? I'm good, and how are you doing? And yeah, so I'm happy. So sorry that. So yeah, that work I'll probably get up to tomorrow. And once I, something else that I'll have to also create tomorrow is, on the search, the Mzansi directory actual search, you have like your profile picture, name, and something else. I'll have to create that in order for it to be reused later on. Cool. I think our stuff is almost done. Let's switch back over. And so it's still creating the UI for us. That's okay. And I want to show you I just want to see what it looks like in production before we close up the live today. So everything looks like it's created. Then we can go to our local host, which will be here. Yeah, so this is localhost, and perfect. So if we click on this, so okay, let me put it in let me put it in mobile mode, and let's do S20. So this is what the business profile with profile pictures and things, right? That's what I'm wanting to see now. So this is what the profile would look like when there's profile pictures, when there's things happening, right? So again, this is just demo text on the screen right now, so you won't be able to see it properly. But this is what the Mzansi profile would look like. Then if we head over to our business profile, this is what the business profile would look like. And once again, if you click on email, it will take you to the test email. Click on location, it'll take you to the location website, to the website, right? So this is what it's looking. Are we happy with what they're looking like right now? I'm super happy at what this looks like. I'm seeing the endless possibilities that's going to come from this. Super happy. Thank you everyone for helping us design this. I really appreciate it. And here's our edit feature. And yeah, perfect. Cool. Let me flip that. I'm happy with the design so far. Happy with the coding process, the speed at which we did it. Super perfect. So cool. Thank you so much for everyone for joining the live today. Due to inactivity, hectic. So my TikTok live just ended right now, but that's okay. Thank you so much everyone for joining the live this evening. I appreciate you. And don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, do all those nice things. Share if you think the videos are nice, the lives are nice, you enjoy them. And thank you, and let's keep working hard, Mzansi.